called Me Personally. Everybody say Me Personally. Have any of y'all found yourself saying this a little bit more? Like this phrase, you've been saying a little bit more? I promise you, like these are such common words, me personally. I've said that so much like in my day-to-day life, but now it's funny, like I see myself saying it and I'm not intentionally saying it for like that meaning, but now I say it and I'm like, dang it, someone's gonna look at me and be like, oh yeah, me personally. Anybody else that happens to you? Like, you're just trying to talk and then it's like someone thinks you're trying to be like cultural resident. Like, no, I'm not. I'm just speaking English. These two words that go next to each other, me personally, me personally. How many of you have standards? You say, me personally, I got some standards. I got some standards. You're a wrestler, you ain't got no standards. You say, me personally, I ain't got no standards. Or I got standards, I got standards. Okay. Growing up, different than eating from the ground, but growing up, I played football. And playing football here in Polk County, you cannot have standards on what kind of water you drink. You can't. So I remember like football practice, coach said, hey, we need to fill up the water bottles. And we said, all right, well, where'd you fill them up the first time, coach? I said, what do you mean what I filled up? The water hose, the spigot right out back on the side of the building. It's like, oh, we drink a hose water. All right. That's why we getting big and strong. It's funny because all my friends got tall. I didn't. But like you get something different in your drink. You can't be saying, no, I need that Fiji water. I need pH balanced water. No, you can't have none of that. It was straight from the spigot. Straight from the spigot. Some of us have standards in some areas. Maybe we don't in other areas. Some of us have standards as to which soda drinks we drink. How many of you only drink Coca-Cola products? Dang, I heard a hallelujah on that one. She spiritualized it. How many of you are straight Pepsi products? Don't give me no Coca-Cola. Okay, there's always one. Okay. So we all have different standards. Let me ask you this. How many of you have standards for your friends? Like if you're going to be my friend, we got some standards we're going to need to talk about. I'm the same way. Like the first one is this one. If I'm getting jumped and you say you my friend, you better get in that fight with me. I don't care if it's 20 on 2, you better be getting bruised up just like I'm getting bruised up. And I'm going to get bruised up just like you getting bruised up. We're going to get bruised together. I need a ride or die. I don't care if we on the top or we on the bottom, but we don't fight. But hypothetically speaking, if something wants to go down, I need to know you in my hip pocket, like you ready to swing with me in case things happen. I need to know there's a standard. If I tell you a secret, you better keep it. You heard snitches get stitches, right? And I know a wrestler, she gonna give it to you too. Like, listen, they say if I tell you a secret, you better make sure you keep that secret. You need to tell me when I look crazy. Like, man, it don't happen all the time, but every now and then when I try to act like I'm on a diet right before I eat chocolate chip cookies and I have a salad, you know you get them green stuff stuck in your teeth. Or my problem really ain't even the salad because I don't eat salads that much. Pepper. You ever get pepper just stuck in your tooth? That's me. I put pepper on everything. My friends, I need you to tell me when I got something in my teeth. I need you to back me up when I'm not there. If somebody's talking crazy about me to you, I need to say, hold up, pause. That's my friend. You're going to stop talking about him like that. You're going to see these hands. I need to make sure that you have my back when I'm not around, just like I'm going to have your back even when you're not around. Can't nobody talk about you in front of me. You my friend. I don't care if you're here or not. I got you. And my friends, boy, they need to hype me up. They need to hype me up. I was about to say, I ain't got one friend in here then, and my best friend is back there. He ain't even hype me up. We're going to have a conversation through things. We're going to have a conversation. Yo, my friends, I need them to, Cody, you didn't say nothing. I need my friends to hype me up. I need my friends to get loud. I need them to get buck crazy. When I have an idea, they got to say, yeah. Go do it. I mean, not like that. But like they need to get into it with me. Like my friends, I have standards for the kind of friends that I want to have. Do you? Yeah, you should, because standards are important. Everybody say that. Standards are important. Say it again. Standards are important in Spanish. All right. Hey, easy. That was a rhetorical statement. You should have standards in your life. But here's the thing. We should have standards in our friendship, standards in our dating relationship, standards in the environment, the places that I will go and the places that I won't, standards in what I listen to, what I watch on TV, what conversations I have, what vocabulary I have. We should all have standards that we live our life by. But then there's this other set of standards that it's funny. Growing up, I love the word standards, and I love saying that I had standards for people. I love saying I had standards for my friends, yes. If I was gonna date a girl, I had some standards. You better not cheat on me. You cheat on me, we done. There ain't no ifs, ands, or buts, like, bye. Like, there were some standards that I had. But I found out I was real quick to put standards on other people, but I didn't have any standards for myself. Like, I didn't have anything for myself of a standard of, you're not gonna lie. I don't want people to lie to me, so then why should I be a liar? That should be a standard, right? A standard of integrity, doing what I say, being the same person no matter where I'm at. And standard as far as respecting people. Doesn't matter if I know you or not. Doesn't matter if you helping me bag out at Walmart, or if you work at the McDonald's, or if you at the Hilton, Marriott, whatever bougie hotel you want to go to. It don't make no difference. I ought to have the same respect for people no matter where I go. And humility. I like people who are humble. Don't get me wrong, I'm a celebration. I love seeing my friends continue to level up, and I love hearing the successful things going on in their life, but we should also be humble about it, and it shouldn't be the only thing that we talk about, right? So we have standards when it comes to other people, and we should have some standards when it comes to ourselves, but God says, hey, can I help you out with another standard that you should have? He said, DJ Khaled, I got another one. Everybody say there's another one. There's another one that God talks about. Hey, there's another standard you should have, and it's called honor. It's called honor. Now, here's the thing. Honor, it gets thrown around a lot, but in the Bible, depending on which translation you read, in the Bible, it's mentioned 147 times, depending on which translation you read, which means God has an opinion on honor. He has an opinion on what it is. And here's the thing, honor is different than respect. Because we already said we have a standard of respect for ourselves, and we have a standard for honor. But those are two very different things. See, you ever heard the phrase, you got to give respect in order to get it? You've heard that, right? Right? So I have too. And for someone to get my respect, there needs to be some kind of transaction. I need to get something in order to give you some respect. But honor, I just give out freely and openly, because honor is who I am. Respect is based on what you do. Honor is on who I am. So there's a big difference between the two. Honor is not based on if I like you. Honor isn't based on if I agree with you. Honor is not even based on if I support what you stand for. I honor everybody. So you have a different view than I have. That's okay. I can still honor you. It's okay. We can live together. I have a different mentality. I stand for this. I like this. I do this. Okay, you can do all that and it be different than me, and I still am able to honor you. Why? Because it's who I am. It's who I need to be. It's one thing that God says, hey, we're supposed to be honorable people. And then the reason why we should do this is because there's a huge blessing that comes into your life and my life when we do this thing of honor. How many of y'all want to get blessed? You want to get blessed. You want to get blessed. You want to get blessed. I want to get blessed. If you don't want to get blessed, I'll take a blessing for you. I want to get blessed. And God said, there's a blessing that comes about when you start honoring people. So what is honor? What is this thing? If it gives me a blessing, then I need to know what it is. Honor is this: treating others how God sees them, not how I feel about them. Treating others how God sees them, not how I feel about them. Again, honor and respect, two different things. But honor, when I honor somebody, I'm treating them in a way that is as if God is looking at them, would I still do this? If God was right here next to me, we was kicking and we was cooling it here at the Blend, and we over here, we having a face-to-face conversation, Danny, and I'm over here talking to you. Would I talk to you the same way if God was standing right here next to me? Can I view people in that same way? Do I see them as an annoyance, or do I see them as somebody that God made? Do I see them as somebody that gets on my nerve, or do I see them as a son and daughter of Jesus? How do I see them? See, me personally, I have a standard for how I treat people. That don't mean I'm perfect. You ever mess up on your standards before? You thought he was going to be good for you. Standards. Well, I've messed up all my standards, and the good thing is we can always go and pick it back up, because you see, the thing with honor is this. You and I, when we need to honor somebody, we need to know what dishonoring is. And to dishonor somebody is just to treat them as ordinary. Treat somebody as average. You ever done that to somebody? Me too. Just like, hey, it's you again. Okay, bye. And then you go on to something else. I've done that. You ever had that done to you? Yeah, me too. I've had that. See, we tend to treat people closest to us as ordinary. Usually, at least for me in the early part of my life, it was easier for me to give honor, to show that kind of respect, if you will, another word for that. It was easier for me to honor somebody who I didn't even know than it was for me to honor my parents, than it was for me to honor some of my friends, than it was for sometimes me to even honor myself. But God is extremely serious about honor. And there's two quick things that I want to talk about when it comes to honor. Two quick things God is serious about when it pertains to honor. The first one is this. God is real serious on how we honor people. God is real serious on how we honor people. He cares a lot. God has an opinion on how you treat people. I can't just call myself a Christian, say that I love Jesus, and cuss people out. That ain't honor. I can't just call myself a Christian, doing all this and that, and I'm loving Jesus, and then start gossiping about this person all the time. That's me dishonoring somebody. I can't be doing this whole thing. God says I have a standard, and thankfully he gives us grace whenever we mess up, because I done messed up a couple of times before. I know I'm going to do it again, but he holds this standard of, Caleb, I need you to do better than what you're currently doing at this thing of honor. I need you to do better at honoring people. You see, honor is the first thing. Honoring other people is the first promise in the Bible that came with the commandment. Okay, in Ephesians chapter 6, verse 2, the Bible says this, honor your father and mother, which is the first commandment with the promise. Honor your father and mother. The Bible then later on goes to say in this verse, so that you may have a long life. If I honor my father and my mother based on the Bible, I will have a long life. I like thinking of the opposites. If I don't honor my father and mother, I won't have a long life. It's just the opposite of what it said. I'm not saying that's what the Bible says. It's just the opposite of what it says. Now, what does it mean here to have a long life? When I honor my father and my mother, it means that God will be able to bring heavenly things to our earthly reality. When I honor my father and mother, and he says you're going to be able to live a long life, could it mean age of years? Yeah, it probably could. He's God. He can do whatever he want to do. But another way that this means is that he'll be able to add things that could only be in heaven, that you could only get through him, and he'll be able to give you them to experience here on earth. But that only comes through this idea of honoring. So honoring our parents, that's a big one. Have you ever dishonored your parents? Please raise your hand. If you don't, you're dishonoring them. Yes, we all have. But God says, hey, I'm not wanting to look back at the past, but I do want us to learn from it. And so can we do better than what we have done before? Can we grow in this area? Can we get better? Can we lean in and honor them more than maybe what we have? Why? Because it's beneficial. I'm trying to bless you, but I can't do that unless you get this honor thing down. But it's more than just our parents. It has more to do than just our parents. Yes, honor your parents, honor your mother and your father. But then Romans chapter 12, verse 10 says this, love one another with brotherly affection. Outdo one another in showing honor. Outdo one another. How many of y'all like competitions? You like competition. How many of you like to win games? You like to win. And you just need to win. I'm the same way. I love competition. I love competition. I just can't stand the quiet game because I talk too much. But I love competition. I love competition. So when this thing says outdo one another in honor, this thing makes me think of like, oh, shucks, you done gave me a compliment. I'm about to give one back to you. Bang! Get froggy with it. How can I outdo people? How can I show others more honor? How can I respect each other more? How can I put more value in another person than what I do myself? How can I be more humble than that person? How can I outdo somebody with honor? How can I treat somebody above average more than they treat me above average? God says, play that game. Go ahead and try to outdo each other. Because here's the principle. Giving honor to someone doesn't take anything away from you. When you give honor, it takes nothing away from you. If I was to give you $10, elementary math, Pastor Caleb has $10. Pastor Caleb gives JD $10. How much money does Pastor Caleb have now? Zero. There we go. Some of y'all sounded like y'all was about to say something else. I'll help y'all. Zero. Zero. Now, I ain't got nothing left. So I give money and I don't have anything. If I was to give somebody the shirt off my back, okay, cool. But I now no longer have a shirt. And nobody want to see all that. I ain't got a shirt. But if I give honor away to somebody, I still have honor on me. I still have it. So when I give it away to somebody, it's not that I now have a deficit. It's not that I now am lacking anything. I still have all of it, and I'm still able to give it away. Usually we give away the things that we hold and we value. We're able to give away what we have a lot of. We're able to give it away because we know how valuable it is for us, and so I want someone else to be able to experience the same exact thing. Luke chapter 6, verse 38 says this, give to others, and God will give to you. Indeed, you'll receive a full measure, a generous helping poured into your hands, all that you can hold. The measure you use for others is the one that God will use for you. So basically what this verse is saying is if I go to somebody and say, I'm going to honor you only when you honor me, then God is able to come to you and I and say, I'm going to honor you when you honor me. Or if I say, I'm going to honor you 2 times a week, because anything more than that, you're going to get big-headed. God can say, cool, I'm going to honor you 2 times a week, because you're going to get big-headed. Whatever standard we hold, it goes both ways. And so God is saying, listen, give this thing of honor. If you think it's going to take something from you to give it, it won't. God is trying to bless us. And we do that through this thing of honor. I give honor and I receive honor back. I give honor and I receive blessing back. So how can you better honor the people that are in your life today? What does that look like for you? So the first thing that God is real serious about is us honoring other people. The second thing that God is real serious about when it comes to honor is how we honor God. How you honor God matters. It really does. 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 30 says this, those who I will honor, but those who despise me will be disdained. So if you honor me, God is straight calling it out. If you want me to honor you, I need you to honor me. If you don't honor me, I'm going to take it as you don't want me honoring you. So I'll remove myself. And God won't go anywhere where he's not wanted or desired. I want and desire. I can show somebody that I want and desire them based on how I honor them. When I honor your presence, it shows that I desire, I want you to be here with me. God says, if you don't want me, if you don't desire me, if you don't honor me, I'll peace out. I got other people that I can go see as well. But there's a reality that I've learned, And it's this: when I don't honor people, chances are I'm doing a terrible job honoring God. And me not honoring people just a byproduct of that. Like, you smelling bad is a byproduct of you not taking a bath. You know what I'm saying? You didn't just smell bad randomly. Like, you smelling bad is a byproduct of you didn't wash off the funkiness from yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully some of y'all go and take a shower tonight. Seeing some of y'all playing basketball, you over here dripping. So when I don't honor people, I'm probably not honoring God right either. And the base for my life of how I do anything and everything is always centered around God. The base for how I honor people is always goes back to how am I honoring God? Because God has a standard too for how he wants to be treated. He wants to be treated with honor. I have a question for you. Do you have a standard for you and your relationship with God, or is it just whatever? The only verse I read is whatever verse the pastor puts up on the screen. The only time that I'm gonna talk to God is when the pastor says, all right, everybody bow your heads, because if I don't talk to him, I feel like I'll be left out. The only time that I do anything with the Bible plan, and when I read the Bible on my own, is whenever we're in this thing of tribal wars and I can get points for it. But outside of that, on my own, I don't do nothing with it. What is the standard that you have for your relationship with God? The only time I want to listen to worship music is at church. I had somebody come to me one time, not here at the Blend, but I had somebody come to me one time on a Sunday morning talking about, oh man, worship was so good today. I said, yes, it was. Janice and the team, they're killing it, they're crushing it. Yeah, that was awesome. They said, yeah, but I wish it would go longer. I want it to go longer. Like, why can't we do worship for like an hour and doing all that? And I'm like, listen, I'm all with it. Don't get it twisted. Like, I will worship with the best of them. I'm all for it. But then I asked them a question. How often do you listen to worship music? They said every Sunday. I said, that's why you need it for an hour, because you're lacking. So how do I honor God? What standard do I set? Is the standard for me to pursue God, or is the standard for me that everybody has to give me God, and I get everybody else's leftovers of God? But I'm not feeding myself. What is my standard? And to not have a standard is a standard. That means your standard is zero. So we can't just brush it off. We all have one. When we honor God, God can honor us. When we dishonor God, God cannot honor us. When we treat God as ordinary, he can't honor us. When I treat his opinion and his word as ordinary, he can't do anything with me. I have to honor, to elevate him. I'm the only reason why God can't honor me. I'm the only thing that blocks it. It's my mess up. It's not God. It ain't like God got shipping delays. God, I love Amazon Prime, next day shipping. God's got instant. So the only thing that would mess me up from a blessing, that he's already given me all the blessings that I need and that you need for the rest of our life. It's already available to us. The only difference is, am I walking in obedience enough to receive them? How can I walk in obedience to receive this thing? One of the ways, honor God. If I don't honor him, he can't honor me back. Everybody stand to your feet. Who likes the idea of God honoring you? Of God treating you as different, as him treating you as special, as him treating you as above average. That's a good idea, right? I love the thought of that God has me as special, that he points me out differently, that he sets me apart, and I get that different thing. Maybe in the lunchroom, back in the day when I went to Lakeland Christian, we had a lunch lady. Her and I became best friends. I love this lunch lady. She was like, we called her auntie. And I remember Fridays, we had pizza days on Fridays. And I remember I'd walk up to auntie and I'd get my plate of food. She said, baby, now make sure you come back up here and see me. I said, yes, ma'am. I'd go back and I'd see her every time she said that. I remember one time in particular, she said, babe, make sure you come back up here and see me. I said, I'm going to do like I always do. I go to take up my tray. I'm going to see her. She leaned over to me. She said, you want more? I looked back to her. I said, is it free? You know, they make you pay for some of them lunches. She started handing me even more food. So here's the thing. I had no idea when I was going to be getting more. I didn't know when she was going to say, hey, I'm going to give you more food than what you even paid for. I didn't know when that was going to be happening. All I knew is I was doing what I had been doing time and time and time and time again. It was just what I did. And then randomly one day, boom, I got blessed with more food than what I even paid for. As funny as it sounds and as cute as it is talking about a pizza story, I don't know what it's going to look like for you, but what I can guarantee you is when you honor God and honor God and honor God and honor God, I don't know at what point in time, but when he says, hey, I see how you've been honoring and I see how you've been relating, hey, here's this little blessing for you. Blue, you won't even know where it came from. And you're going to be so happy that you've been doing the thing that can often get overlooked or it can often get, that's just another thing. Yeah, it's tedious, but it's important. God has an opinion. You see this, the better I honor God, the better my personal life gets, the better my perspective of life gets. So let me ask you this. How are you doing in honoring God? How was that happening? 3 ways real quick that we can honor God. I'd say 4 ways. The first way is you're doing it right now. You're here at the Blend. You showing up, you singing worship songs, even listening to worship songs, you listening to a message about him and growing in your knowledge of him, that is you honoring God. You're honoring him with your time. You're saying, I'm willing to give you a part out of my day. That is honoring. Another way, make him priority in your life. Does what he says in this book actually matter to you, or is it just another novel? What is it? What's another way we can honor God? I can treat him above average, which means that I give you the first part of my day and not the leftover sloppy seconds of my day. The part that, oh yeah, I'm falling asleep, so I better pray real quick just before I go to bed. No, how can I make him priority and then treat him above average? And then how can I do what he says? It's another way to honor God. You and I, our life is too crazy impactful, and God has too many blessings for you for us to sit back and not walk in this thing of honor that he talks about. How we honor God tells us a lot about how we honor other people. And because this is so important to God, it should be important to us too. So me personally, I do have standards. But me personally, I need to work on this thing of honor. But I know that when I do, God says, hey, I got something that's coming right back to you that you can't get from anywhere else. You want your day-to-day life to get better? Start giving people honor. Not because they earned it, not because they deserve it, but because I honor God, it's easy for me to honor you. Let's make sure we get our honor right with him, and we'll be able to do the right thing when it comes with people. Let's pray. Father God, love you so much. We're so grateful for everything that we get to have in life. And God, thank you for holding us to a standard where you're not this shoot from the hip kind of a God, but you're a God of order. You're a God of standards. And God, I pray that you help all of us in this room live up to this thing of honor. Help us to honor you better with our words, with our times, with our actions, and everything that we do. God, help us to honor the people that are in our life, our parents, our family, our friends, our significant others, those in authority over us, whether it's first responders, government. It doesn't make a difference. Help us to just give honor, because we know honor isn't based on anybody's actions except for how we honor you. It's easy to honor people. God, I pray that you help all of us with this idea of honor. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.